Hello, I'm Pearl, and I'm here with some advice on grief. And the reason I'm doing these videos is because grief is one of the associated disorders or issues that come up commonly when we're working through fear of success, when we're trying to get out there, live our lives, enjoy life. So I thought I'd just basically better define grief and what it looks like, if that's okay. And we often think of grief as being when we lose somebody, when somebody dies. And of course it can be that. But sometimes it can be about losing a job or losing our health, going through bad health, or even becoming disabled. Really, we can grieve anytime there's any kind of change in our life. Now, two things that people don't often think about when it comes to grief is that sometimes we actually grieve when it's a positive change. When it's something that we want and that we've aimed for, like going to university, or moving house, getting married, having a baby. These can all bring up feelings of grief. And the other thing is that sometimes we experience grief not when something happens or is happening or has happened, but just because we're anticipating it happening. We're anticipating that change. So it could be, for example, if we're going to the hospital to get results, going through some testing, we could be experiencing that grief before we know what the story is. And when we deal with grief, there are 5 commonly known stages of grief. Sometimes there are models which have more stages. Sometimes we call them by different names. They don't all have to happen in order, and we don't necessarily experience them all. But very often what we go through when we're grieving is, number one, a state of denial. We can't quite believe what's going on. Can't quite believe something might happen or has happened. Okay? Number 2 is often anger. We feel so angry, and it can be directed in any way. It can be directed at perhaps a person who's died. It can be directed at doctors. It could be directed at God or the universe or life itself. Or it could be directed at ourselves. Another stage is bargaining. And my goodness, this is such a big issue when it comes to fear of success. Because sometimes we go through grief, we make these crazy bargains, we make these crazy bargains of like, if I do this, then that, please God, if I do this. And a lot of times we do those bargains, we make those bargains subconsciously. We don't even know we're doing it. We start doing one thing, we decide we're going to live a certain way, we put pressure on ourselves to be a certain person, to be something that we're not, and we can carry that on for decades, which is something that we often have to unravel in the work that I do, when we're dealing with fear of success. Why is it so hard to move through? Sometimes we set up what we could call a limiting belief or a block because we've been bargaining something to do with grief, okay? Wow. Another one is depression. Now, depression is a state we often talk about. We talk about depression a lot of times, but one of the things with depression is it can be a very useful state in grief, because that's when we lose hope. It doesn't sound good, but if we've lost our job, sometimes that state when we lose hope that we're not gonna lose our job. We really, the penny drops, it sinks in, I've lost my job. The thing about that depression is we want it to stay in that state of, I've lost this job, but allow that possibility of going out and getting a new job, okay? If a relationship breaks up, we go through the depression of, this relationship is over, but we want to maintain that hope that we can have any kind of relationship we want in the future. So depression is an important state and a useful state, but it's something that we find difficult to navigate sometimes. Okay? Again, something I deal with a lot in fear of success. And the last one is the one we're trying to get to, which is acceptance. Accepting that this has happened, accepting that somebody has died, accepting that we've lost the job, anything like that. It's a lot, I know, it's a lot. But just wanted to define this because hopefully if you're listening to this and you have got some issues with grief, perhaps something in there has triggered something. Perhaps something in there has made you think, oh yes, that sounds like what I'm going through, or that sounds like what I'm stuck in, or that sounds like the kind of problem I'm facing. And my goal in doing that is that then we can move on and start to get on with life. As always, get on and enjoy life. What we do, all those things that we wanted to do through lockdown. Get out and enjoy this beautiful world. Okay? I hope that helps. I'll come back with some more tips soon. And let me know if you've got questions, comments, anything. Drop them down there. Like the video if you like, subscribe if you like. And I'm going to be trying to bring you more and more stuff that's going to help us to get out there, enjoy life, and have a brilliant time. Okay? You take care. See you soon. Bye.